What's up YouTube, it's your girl Jess, I'm back, and you know what time it is. We gotta talk about some serious shit in this community. This is something that nobody talks about. This is some type of hidden agenda of the lesbian community. It's so raunchy, it's so hard to digest and understand that this is something that is so common because we're women. Coming from the perspective of someone who wasn't always gay, but I mean I always was. I just dated men and I had a whole experience with that. I just feel like it's common sense to us that like being lesbian should mean that like, oh, that means we treat each other better than what is common for the straight agenda, you know what I'm saying? But I'm fucking wrong. And I didn't really realize how serious it was or how common it was until I started really meeting a lot of lesbians and hearing their stories. It's just so common that either every person I've dated, every friend I've had, every acquaintance I talk to, every comment I have on this channel, like they relate. And it's like, why? So I'm gonna just start off with my experience first. If you guys don't know, I've been through a very mentally and physically abusive relationship in the past. That was my first girl, and I made a whole video about why your first girl doesn't work when you first come out. It was a lot of mental abuse. It was a lot of, I mean, there was physical abuse, but a lot of shit that happened in that relationship is something that in that mindset that I was in, I considered to be what love was, or I was settling, or I was trapped. You have a very victim mindset. You don't really know who you are yet. A lot of anxiety or depression or things that you haven't established coping mechanisms for. So I was very vulnerable. I was taken advantage of a lot because I was not only first out and this is my first girl, but I didn't have a lot of those things set up for myself internally. I didn't do a lot of things for myself physically, and I was just in a really bad place. And when somebody is toxic or they have mental disorders or they're narcissistic, they take advantage of that, prey on that shit, they love that. And it's a lot deeper when it comes to women. It takes those common issues of walking on eggshells, abuse, silent treatment, bipolar or mood swings. They come down a lot harder and impact us a lot harder when we're emotionally invested with another woman, because it's like we have a whole nother level of similarities between us. We share anatomy. So the more that I asked and the more that I digested their stories, the more I realized the common similarities between all of them, which is women are fucking crazy. I'm not attacking women when I say that. It's more that like we like the fucking crazy that comes from these women. And a lot of us will say that like, no, I don't like drama. I don't like this and that. All women have to have some type of drama in their life. And it's just a common thing. I think, I don't know what it is. I think it's something about our emotions and our genes that we just are like, yes, information. And you're lying if you say you don't, you know what I'm saying? Because even someone as mellow as me, I still, you know, have to have some of that in my life. Even if I don't ask for it, it just comes. So the patterns across all the friends are mainly just people that are like in bad places in their life. They don't really have established self-worth in a way where they know they deserve a level of respect and gratitude and appreciation. They just don't understand that their worth is up here and they're just settling for this. I've said this in past videos like as a joke, but it's so serious. It's like a lot of lesbians go through trauma in their childhoods because their families, their bullying, confusion with their sexualities, shit from men, shit from women, everything. There's just so much more that we have to go through when we're kids, either that we just internalize and we don't deal with until later, or we don't ever deal with, or we wait till somebody tries to break it out of us, or we attract the same person who hasn't dealt with their shit yet, and then, you know, it creates this bond which is really just toxic, and then it goes flushing down the fucking toilet. I think the bigger conversation that we need to have here is, why are lesbians not taking care of their mental state? Why are we not exploring therapy? Why are we not exploring our past traumas? Why are we not speaking to each other and being there for each other when we know we need to? Why are we accepting standards that we know aren't where we need them to be? And I think another thing that plays into that part is knowing that like there's not so many lesbians. There's not so much of a selection as compared to straight people. Not only do we have to find somebody that we are attracted to, they're attracted to us, but they're also, you know, gay. So there's just a lot of settling that we do. There's also restrictions of living situations, like you might not be able to move out of your house, or you don't have money to afford to be in a gayer area. It's a lot. There's so many more hurdles that lesbians have to go through in order to be mentally stable and to find healthy, loving, lasting relationships that are not abusive. If you guys don't know what I do for a living, I mainly make videos for our community, especially women. So if you guys don't know what happened here recently in LA, there was a very tragic event that happened at one of our events. I work with a company called Taste Entertainment. We run lesbian-centered events. One of our own passed at the event. It was because of domestic violence. It was because of the crazy that we got going on in our community. It hit me like a brick wall, even though I didn't really know her that well. It was just something that could have been avoided if there was more communication, if there wasn't so much neglect towards lesbians from professional people. There's a lot of factors that played into it, but the biggest one is knowing that things can be that serious sometimes. Things can go to that level if you don't address it within these moments that you have in your life, or the fact that this could take a damn life. And as tragic as that event was for us, I think it opened up our eyes to a lot more showing up for each other. Get past this like, hey, what's up, bro? How you doing? What's good? Yeah, cool. You good? You good? All right, cool. It's deeper than that. It's a lot deeper than just saying these things, which have a lot of weight behind them and have to actually mean them. We have to show up for each other. Even though we say we're good, we're not always good. We're usually not always good, ever. We just say it to get past those little interactions. The more that we insist on really getting down to, how are you emotionally? How are you physically? Are you eating? Are you talking to people? Are you okay? And it's always okay to ask for help. That's the biggest thing I want to emphasize in this video, is a lot of us go through these tragic ass things, or relationships or traumas. Like, help can be right in front of you sometimes, and it's just like we either have this ego within us, or we feel that we're putting other people's weight on us when we say, I'm not okay, I need your help right now. A lot of people with anxiety and depression go through that fear of saying, yeah, I do. Finding those people that when you say that, they're like, oh fuck, like how can I help you? You know what I'm saying? How can I show up for you? Do you just need me to listen? I think the biggest message I can say here is that if we're gonna call ourselves a lesbian community, we need to be a damn community. And not just partying, not just saying hi when you see each other. It's like, how can I be a good friend for you? How can I be a better partner for you? How can I show up for myself? What am I avoiding? What am I crying about internally? What personal pain am I putting out onto people? The first step is always establishing those questions and then asking for that help if you feel like you can do that. And if you don't feel like you can do that, or you don't really feel like you need to do that, find personal activities or things that uplift you in positive ways. Not drinking, not drugs. What hobbies can you develop, or activities do you like to do that show yourself accountability? For me, that's the gym. I know that I'm gonna be mentally working myself, physically working my muscles, leaving the gym feeling good, physically and mentally, so that way I'm able to walk back into the world with a clearer mind. Serotonin levels are going up, and when I'm mad, I go in there. When I'm sad, I go in there. When I'm happy, I go in there. It's just something that's stable for me, because people can't be there for you all the time. That's the sad truth about it, and I think it's why a lot of us feel like we can't ask for help, because it's like, a lot of us are busy, a lot of us have lives, a lot of us believe that nobody really fucking cares. In reality, like, there's always some truth to that, but really though, when people are in a good headspace and really understand that you're going through something, they'll be there for you. So if you don't have people like that in your life, you need to find better friends. Put out into the universe that, like, this is what I'm seeking right now, this is what I need in my life. And if you don't have a partner who's there to listen to you and instead shames you for expressing your emotions, beats you when you get angry with them or they get angry with you, shames you for doing certain things, that's not a good partner. That's not someone that is showing up for you mentally, physically, emotionally, holds space for you for conversation, for thoughts, doesn't make you feel ashamed for saying what you need or how you felt. That's normal. This is normal right here. Those attributes are something that we need to strive for, and if somebody is not providing that for you, and your gut, which is so fucking important, your intuition, your gut is not telling you that this is enough for you, then that's not it for you. And that's the reality of it, because not only is that sometimes that person's fault, but sometimes a lot of the time it's us. It's in here that's saying like, I don't think I've done enough for myself yet, or I don't know if this is the right time, or I haven't dealt with my past traumas enough for me to hold space for somebody else like this, to love somebody else like this when I don't even really love myself. So coming from somebody who is in a really good mental space nowadays, someone who's been through the bullshit, the traumas, the past emotional, physical abuse from partners, the iffy partners, the people that just like you think are good, but they just don't provide enough, friends who have dubbed you, I'm here to tell you there's hope on the other side. I'm someone who has done a lot of just always showing up for my damn self, showing myself my accountability. How much can I do for myself? How can I get myself out of moods? Can I really take advantage of this? Can I really change this? How hard can I go in here to make my life positive, to make my life fulfilling, to manifest everything I fucking want? After 26 years of so much bullshit, so much loneliness, so much depression, anxiety, bullying, people making you feel like shit or ashamed for being who you are, I built this. I'm here, I'm showing up, and I'm telling you from the future that like this can exist for you, and maybe a partner like that can finally show up for you. So for me saying that, I hope that I send that energy towards you, and you accept, develop your intuition and listen to your gut. This is your big gay sister. I love y'all. Peace.